So I've already prepped my skin with, I'm going to show you, the Eucerin 50, SPF 50, and it's for sensitive skin, really good sun cream. It's a pretty hot day here compared to normal. So I'm going to just apply a little bit of foundation and I'll show you what that looks like afterwards. Oh, so I'm going out for lunch with a friend, so this is a pretty casual, everyday kind of makeup look. And this is an amazing foundation because it just blends so seamlessly with your hands. You don't really have to worry about brushes, beauty blends. A really, really nice finish, just really helps get rid of the redness. And you can bring it up to under your eyes, so if you have dark circles like me, that can just help lighten them a little bit, which is great. Okay, so the next product I'm going to go in with is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, which this is a classic. Everyone loves this concealer, and a little bit goes a long way. Sometimes it's nice to let it set a little bit, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to move on to contour with the NYX Wonder Stick. I'm sorry, it's all covered in makeup. So they repackaged this, and I guess it's pretty much the same formula. I think the shades are maybe a little bit. So funny. This is what it looks like on me before I've blended anything in. I think when I've been doing makeup, one of the important things for me to have learned is that not everybody can contour their face the same. You cannot use a Google guide. I do just sort of follow just beneath the cheekbone, and then I do a little bit in the chin and the jaw. It kind of depends what your goal is. So for me, I've tried to blend it upwards like that rather than dragging it, but it's not always easy done. Definitely a very cool toned bronzer or contour makes a difference to create that shadowy effect, and it takes a couple of attempts usually to get a good shade, or at least I find, because a lot of shades can come off very orangey. So now that this has dried down a little bit, I'm just going to go away and blend that in. Next thing for me is a cream, or this is more of a gel blush, and I think the main thing is just getting a good formula, a good shade. I don't think you have to be overly picky what brand. I mean, if you have a favourite brand you can go on in. This is very pigmented. It's Maybelline in the shade Nude Burn, and it's quite a dark pink, but it really sheers out when you blend it in like this because it is a sheer formula. So you can just build it up in the cheeks and the nose, and I try not to go too overboard because I'm very aware that we may look back in 20 years and think, wow, why did I want to look like I was sunburned? Because that's not exactly very healthy. And sometimes you just need to go in and blend the concealer again so there's not that white stripe. So there we go. Now, especially with that, all the cream products and the sun cream, everything has started to get quite dewy, which is nice because it looks nice and natural. We're going to try and set it with a bit of the Rimmel. This is like the trio. This is a very good one for pale skin. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any darker palettes, but I could be wrong. But it's really something they should expand upon, make it a little bit more diverse so everyone can get a good blush shade, because the blush shade is very pale, but it works really well for me. I can already feel it's not as dewy. So I'm just going to try and bring it back. Okay. So things are all really optional steps, so I've already checked to make sure everything's blended, because it can be so easy to check the front of your face, go outside, turn side on, and you have a big stripe. So Next I'm going to use is just a Rimmel, like a pencil eyeliner formula. I'm not overly picky with liners. I probably shouldn't be using the camera as a mirror and see if I can get it even on the other eye. I'll look in a mirror and this will look horrendous. I do like a pencil for me as well because it's so soft that you can blur it, you can blend it. I never really do eyeshadow unless I'm going out. I used to when I was at university, but I just cannot be bothered now. So that's the liner. I'm just going to go and check that off to this. So that looks fine actually, but I'm starting to look like an arts and crafts project. That's the problem with makeup. So I'm now moving on to the Extra Super Lash by Rimmel. I really like this because it's a $5. You get it in brown black or black black, which I'm using the darker shade in it. Very fine wand. Nothing too dramatic. I would say it's more lengthening than volumizing, but I only do a little on the bottom lashes. I don't really ever do too much. I really focus on the top ones. But I don't know if I'm the only person who needs to take a break from mascara from time to time, because especially during hay fever season and all the pollen, my eyes can get really sensitive. But this one's good because it has been tested for people with sensitive eyes, people who wear contacts, which is me sometimes. I already did do them a little bit, and I do use another Rimmel product, this one, which is interesting using this rather than a pencil. I find the product lasts a lot longer, you know, it's got a tiny brush, a tiny spoolie. It's good for people like me who have sparse and thin brows that need a lot of shaping. I'm not going to really ever have thick brows, so when thick brows were really in trend, it wasn't something I ever really did because it wasn't really that achievable for me anyways. So I use medium brown because I do like having a darker brow than my hair. Just very gently shape them like that. Now they're not perfect by any means. I don't use a gel or anything like that, even though that would probably be quite helpful. What I do sometimes use is a bit of water. I go into the bathroom, so I shape them like this. Sometimes I do it the other way around, but I'll go in and just run my hands over like that, and it sort of feels like it keeps it in place a little bit long. So the last thing to show you is, if you take anything away from this, I feel like most makeup products are really easy to replicate and find different versions, but I do really love the foundation that I showed you. But the other thing is these lipsticks, and I love this liner as well by Revlon. So here's the 3 shades. My most used one is this one, Mocha Pop, which I'm really trying to preserve because I don't have a lot left in it, and it's my absolute favourite. Today I'm going to apply a purpley sort of shade with this Revlon Nude Colourstay liner, and I'm going to show you what that looks like together. So that is just the liner by itself. It's just a really good neutral kind of colour tone, and I find it works really well with these lipsticks right here, and that is the purpley shade that I'm wearing. It's called Plum Pop, by the way, and I think they are the Clinique lip colour and primer, in case you want to know that. And I find with a liner it just helps it be a little less intimidating, kind of helps it be a little bit more neutral. That's what it looks like, but as you can see on, it's still very purple, but throughout the day it becomes a colour. Sorry, that really cut off for me there, but yes, that is the final makeup. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to let me know what other kind of video ideas you would like, and I hope you have a lovely day/week. Bye.